Yeah.
Apede muhia bremo. Yes, ubenya MP bat. Na unyankoso.
So if you look, and then this you be an over education. What about the people that won't go to school now? Won't say work the pension ejuma. So I've done a lot of skills training, specific skills training in IT. I trained not less than 600 young people in IT. 3 month training.
Solid
training, full time. I have done training for Besiafo in different forms, baking, and catering services, fashion design, and the rest. So in all the figures we have, is about 2,000 young people there. May train in different skills. We have a dedicated office of the Member of Parliament. You get all the data, who is where and when and all those things.
So when Sanipa, you made mention of
2,000.
2,000, you know.
Yeah.
One now free constituency. One man I say because we do MPP for and now more
constituency. Maybe come a party. Me MP officer. There's no MPP color there. Yes. There's the
personal MP office.
Yes, there's the MPP party office. There war MP's office. Me MP's office. You don't see MPP colors there. I have helped a lot of NDC people there. And I have very strong support from the NDC in my constituency. Very, very strong.
You to know.
I am telling you.
And now Obi Baswa Obetima feel free.
Yes.
Eddie about when you finish baby say na o mama to about we here na that kind of.
The first na me bo biara me hwehwe. The later I noticed there be more film constituency wo fi other place that were na obajemboa. E be one am born in to get employment in public service na as e chi me hwe na bi mu.
Na dodo na wo different constituency.
Not dodo no mo, but some of them
Abra wo MP.
You know, I've helped not less than over 100 young people in public service employment.
Every area.
I had a bit the total number of people born, and then I've got a whole list of all those people. But some of them, and since I'm a there, to be able to qualify, you have to show your voter ID that you vote in the constituency. You don't show particular, you show the voter
Ghana's
ID. Voter ID. No, watch. I don't know about polling station code. No one who there. You are from the constituency because I am the representative of the constituency.
Why polling stations go where?
Yeah.
We teams had a part winning all the time. But
there will still be
all that kind of.
But there's no polling station any 100% vote there. And there are still people from other.
Honorable Mabel, I'm fine. Say your polling station be which mark I say there be 80% to my MP NDC. Near fancy 50.
It doesn't matter. I'm sure polling. The point I'm trying to make is that you don't support people based on one political affiliation. That's what I'm trying to say. Say about my constituency, a lot of people have helped. People know that they in NDC. People know. And I talked to my party for there. We have to understand that. Since I'm a fool, want to do an animal.
That's why.
But yes, that's why. Madam Americano. In fact, I will say that I have a lot of support from the NDC club. Yeah. A lot.
And so also going to be falling in love with how you will know money that kind of way say. So I think it's good. I mean, so if when you this coming December 7th, after 95 days a year community or health on the show when I'm about parliament because of Ojuma power. Okay. All right. Yeah, the pivote actually. Yeah, ready because so now Yamra manifesto no munayenko education side. Now I want you to convince me and Ghanaians when I will tie yemfa education now when I chairman ewo hono monko say Nana do kwa kufu adon Dr. Baumia ama ye 8 years ye na ye nim say since 1992 ye kon 8 years Osha, yes, a Juma there, like you said, your farm manifesto now, especially on education, you know, more than 80%, according to you. 2020, the end 2016, the end now we're gonna have a new government, but same party. We a new government. Convince me and Ghanaians why? Say 7 December me ko na me ko gina wa me nto abama na friends Dr. Bawumia.
Me da se bebre say senke election e yerekoi. So ye humasua ho election kuti na yerekwa. I don't think the NDC can stand a chance in even coming close.
Only whereby ye de toto ho.
Sekedi ye de humasua na obi ba boto aba on the basis of humasua as a MPP aba na ye compared to NDC. Can me sure the NDC obutu wonya bi about 20% impo at the general election. If the election, if people are to vote on the performance of both parties on education, that's one parameter. I'm sure of the reason. What they can investment a year humasun
top radio back
or you do over out. Our share them investment a year for Saba Hono. Your friend a learning outcome. Chair they be a wakwacho on sachet na wecha. Say for teachers, eto books, esi school dan, teachers etua won kaw, etua light bulb, emo ni diban. Na at the end of the day, wokotro nsɔhwɛ, a ɔkyerɛ we sua ade, na nsɔhwɛ no wentum wentwa, uskasho, anamobwa.
Yeah. The final resources.
At the end of the day, no. I shall go school. What can I buy no? At the end of the day, no be feel like mama, papa, me school amuke mecha. My pass.
Yes, and until I boke.
Abra, ye ba power. Your exams be your friend early grades reading assessment, EGRA, and an early grade mathematics assessment, EGMA. Why assessment why at primary 2. Yede hwe mofoma no. One addition me so then oroko. The last time I hear the assessment, on less than 2% of mofoma owo Ghana or hanchem ebien on dumpo less than 2%. No to read with comprehension.
Less than 2%.
Less than 2%.
The whole Ghana.
The whole Ghana. Kwahwehwe EGRA.
And then where Momu take you over.
2016 Google. EGMA report 2016 at primary 2. Yanko primary 4. Your assessment. Your friend National Education Assessment NEA. The dominant education assessment, you know. What share more from our primary 4 na primary 6. One so ada watch on. Ya pade how when I disciano.
When only government schools or private na can be.
Abandonment is to take off public schools.
Public schools, okay.
The business of government in education is the public sector.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Now, say FR the NEA number can was primary 4 and primary 6. English and maths. Less than 20%.
Top radio back
of former watcher or the exams can demonstrate what we call proficiency. Proficiency, minimum competence. There. Any other crown or they to demonstrate BB there. Are they seeing? And the mad able to die. Now, you said the minimum competencies for primary 4 and 6, and for mathematics and English. The data at that time shows less than 20% can do that in math and science to meet the minimum competence. Sorry, in math and English. Maybe primary 2, mark of 4, mark of 6. for BEC exams no ni hyehyɛ no yi dɛ mbɔfra na wɔtwerɛ exams no you will not get more than 60% a wɔbɛtwa nsɔhwɛ no.
60%?
Yes, more than 60%. Not more than 60% can pass the exams. System now we use for fun stay 9 standard 9. Into now for an aberration when you're 1, 2, 3 up to 9. Share grade you know. Or 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 9.
Yeah.
For fun standard 9 stay 9 system. Now was in such a way there. But for money before about your exams, no. Now we determine there only 60% of what more pass. Marco secondary school. It's predetermined. Osuya de ahinpo only 60%. It's a very complex thing to explain to you, but I'll try my best to do it in fancy. There will be a normal curve. Until before na watch your exams, you know, what the system does is that we both from before money one in such a way there result will be near piano rank no cut 60%. On the first year school will be the first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Okay,
yeah.
Position them type on your ABC no.
Yeah.
What's your ABC?
ABC.
But BC in your ABC or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To where 1, 2, 3, 4. What do 6 now? Now we cut. Into I want 1 to 6 no. When you 6 times 6 in 6 subjects, 4 core and 2 other, I grade 36. I want to form the 60%. The remaining are 40%. We fail consistently. That's a BC. Manka Junior Secondary School. Because get Form 3, Form 2. Your international assessment. You will follow trends in international mathematics and science study. TIMS. The last time you take a part. The last time we take a part across the 43 countries in the world, you know, Ghana and area, you can fact check all this trends in international mathematics. Yeah, the JSS 2 people na don't call them exams. No, yeah, we in Yankobio and the NDC, we never went again. So all the investment and making in here, the learning outcome was very bad. For Wasia, I'm now coming to Wasi. Just around 30%, 35% the Utumu Chawasi under the NDC. Neninya because instructional resources are all kononko. Chalk cry, they were the schools, they were not getting it. That's why you give Ebeka the famous I won't give you chalk today, I won't give you chalk tomorrow.
By second lady.
By second lady, Kukure to me, head mistress, you know. Ebeka not a park city online. Eastern region schools don't have chalk. Chalk okay. So the record is very stinking. In Parliament, I've debated my colleagues and said, "Sankara Kapank education in Kawanede Okebi." But I am now your baby okay Cherukumi yo. At years ye then, my free. I am not for we free be a free bar. I have taken my time to take you where we came from. Hey, Ada Nanado Dan Kakufado, Orban, who the issues in Yano. No decide they will confront it. First, but for na work international assessment na won't channel. Send it ya will fail in work ye could last in ye day. The international assessment 60% of the exams is on problem solving, application of knowledge to everyday contest. Problem solving. Application of knowledge to everyday contest. 40% was on ability to recall. They be will be so 2 times 2. Now ayano. But on them there, Mesa, young curriculum neteno. On enable my former want to apply knowledge in it. Only thing I say, your more questions around problem solving and why a problem. Into first thing is you review curriculum from KG up to a secondary school. Only your curriculum reviewer, you know. And the most former now, watch you now less than 2% or passing. 2022. The same cohort, not the same cohort, the same year group were trying from 2% to 38%. Google the what we call the National Standardized Test, NST 2022. Okay, the result for English, and you see that from 2% now we are 38% in just short term. Wasi now less than 30% persons were passing, and there was almost 70% of one or two was. Take the 2023 results, obtain the qualifying grace to move on.
Okay, so
I haven't talked about free secondary school. Now coming to talk about free secondary school.
Everything about MPP education is free secondary school.
It's not everything. It's not everything.
But what they have to go back to? Yes. No. But over public now.
Yeah.
What they
there's more that we haven't even said.
NPP by almost the free senior high school now. But intina Ghana for the donor feel say free education. I see MPP for then introduction of free senior high school. Now what they are started from basic 2. Edeba the performance are now wunya that time about 4, 5, 6 about junior high school. Enti Ghana for na feel say mobile na baby amosha say tackle first free senior high school. Not knowing say what they started actually to prepare them and sakra na omo betima be enjoy free senior high no omoba. So more achieve whatever now you wanted to achieve primary honum ABC junior high school.
Yes.
Ubetimaka say MPP government achieve sir we say na ama enkwada say e honum so aba standard
and there you good ye sheko. That's why I'm starting my culture of continuity. But for man work secondary school, if you junior secondary school, two things will happen. Apart from there any sika parenting in Yisika or the work secondary school. No. There was also Dami BEC as some catcher or no. There only 60% no more qualifying grace. No. Ebekaya.
Yeah.
And you this year that aggregate doesn't work again. Obikita grade 52 on your secondary school.
Secondary school, yeah.
Because it didn't make sense. Same year. Sign a basan yet in a damn high. Your quattro on social. Now when you're 60 marks. Now when you're 50. Now my brother when you're 40. Yashisha will be the first. I'm the second. Nonce will the third. And I'm a boy. Okay. Next year, sequential the same exams. Now in your 55. Now in your 40. Nonce in your 30. I do 55. No time, but still a bed. Then.
Messenger the first.
Be the first. And it doesn't really make sense. As I say, what performance in Ojina? I am performance.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
And to the father to be called JSS now, we JSS onya aggregate 52 no doesn't tell specific competencies. Nipa no koido onya. Because I mean nipa no onya 52 no, put him into the next year. Obutu onya 30. Because the performance in 52 no onya no, or dependent on last year. The quality of
a war honum at that time.
Exactly. So it doesn't make sense. That's why we say that we are going to take off the BEC. The BEC, is an exam, sir. The Bobo at there. Constitution of Ghana says one more free compulsory basic education as a right to be enjoyed under Article 25 of the 1992 Constitution.
As the son of the soil.
The son of the soil. Until when the government gives a ban more than free compulsory basic education, now ban more certificate there. The basic education now Constitution is more more than general certificate. Ne na kada for we failure. One and a way fail to get that basic education. Is it the states that has failed to give you that basic education? Which is the Akwadane fail.
Oh, okay.
That's the reason why MPP determined the minimum it should be secondary school.
At least.
And at least. Today how it happens in Britain. We're moving the country into a certain level.
So I don't know ma encommodate ba say bedu baby no junior high school exams ni be free ho.
And because
when your education kra wo Ghana hane the minimum should be
secondary school. And exams
you can read, understand it, and know your rights and left.
Exactly. And exams exams there has to be exams. I don't move from or don't move a fee
certain stage
to there must be exams. But there is certificate, because that time nowadays BEC or a basic education certificate examination.
Yeah.
I don't more certificate. That time no. Nekita them JSS certificate na. Etumi do ko soldier. Etumi do ko police. Etumi nye employment.
And
then to find bio. What is the essence of it? That's one.
Yes.
Two.
Okay.
Basic no CCI that secondary school, not at JSS again. So why would you write an exam called basic education certificate?
Okay.
And that's why we said.
And it makes sense.
And
because very say okuta junior high school in a undimi fine. Fe and na okay you anya hwe wo soldier wo police customs be ade na ka betim da but nay they akoye list the woman e de kone ye
because enim say ntia because if we are no or konanyim nyan the minimum knowledge here to be sufficient in society at a particular time no that knowledge will no longer be sufficient at another time until in 1990s no ekita BEC ya ekita junior secondary school knowledge na ekosuan wo ade ekosuan wo school no it was okay at that time to survive the needs of society to meet it but this year no entum ede enya upgrade ye you know, and that's what we stand for.
Okay.
So just to say that as I MPP higher no free SHS no very easy to relate and no yet too academic. Inti no bia ka free SHS no, but we have done more than free secondary school. More, in fact, we have done like the things we have done is far. There are bigger things far more than the free secondary school. But too academic to try and for people to relate. Too free SHS too easy for bia to me back or secondary school, me buy in your secondary school. But second I curriculum. Didn't debit my actually. I didn't have funny kwakusiano when you're secondary school, but the quality of adino kusiano, the knowledge, the skill, no kwakusiano is very important. Only the quality. Instructional resources, man, is also part of the quality. Teachers are here for one, so that you can reduce the pupil-teacher ratio. It's an issue also of quality. No. But you're into too much. Because access is so easy to relate every day. The discussions in here about access, the access to change, the quality to change, equity issue in tumunka. Equity minim how I'm to match them with anti-bamakan paper obiara benya nature fire then a womb paper and I'm a boy.
Yeah, be nature for
the fact that if you cross and tread there, I will mount call.
Infantipim and uncle Achimota, uncle Prempe, uncle Disadel,
exactly,
uncle Pesek.
Exactly. Only there we have brought equity in secondary.
This is a baby, national fan.
Odi baby cry some of the secondary schools will complain there or the Kofubi baby no one then. Do you understand? You are cast a crowd the bahor na deno but for me baby if you want to, but today yaba bad say the baby
first nanka o secondary school ya be a private schools ya jimu afa but no government schools you know ewo mu more because obiya timi choose you hold be ubetmanya at the grade 15 ubenya achimota but first they be 6 once nko then kwana iko untimi nko but that is very important
for no nya so be brain no of private school
I
want na of site no no untimi nya dam 6 once ni bi nko achimota ni bi that's the equity inti damu site nyina sabina na maame oton entroba ogom na oton brew ogom no and when your chance wa confantepem wa kwa achimota
alize no ma
opportunity
mama famo mabaso ekobi ya okrobi e fro ze chira ho some baby sa kro ayibi ma government school bi ne ba nya achimota chese nania am se krom ho na government school ni bi anu ho wakwa achimota da o call some villages bi obi nko prempeda obi be ko prempa ana se bi be ko your friends adisada obo say private school bi e wo ho ono crying like you say when you 6 once e be a 7 when you say ana when you 7 but they nay obi betim de bia 18 e de aba achimota oba be duro no nkra na e pay for me
yes
but na mre bi no bibia prevent no so obetim aba ho no and is a plus that one the more
it's not just access no but also the equity side. I've told you about 3 things now: access, quality, equity. That means equity na quality no nka na aya na nchechemu no onkoye papa te de access no. But as I said, so that's on the secondary school, but not only grammar type secondary school, technical vocational education. The why crab show, and then of Kofuko, they feel proud to go to TVET schools. The number of people going to TVET schools, you know, they now are this are on around 80,000 compared to previously, I know 35,000 or so. This year, record TVET institutions here, abana the machines from Abrochir, that by Beko Echo, beside any of the TVET centers. Echo Temawa side there. There's one somewhere there. Was a vocational training institute. Every corner machines, sakala, car, ne party, car ne brake, car ne ties, the whole party near our horse, separate driving, everything is there. Separate your auto mechanics are equipment, your auto mechanics and all. A BBF mechatronics, we have invested so much in TVET. TVET
director and about video na show Facebook and YouTube mama why. And
it's not just the grammar type but also technical vocational education and training.
Attractive.
Yes. Now I've said all these things on what we came to meet and what we have done. Investment in education, NDC cannot match us anywhere on that score.
Meba upon the moye na baby amobe for free any the moye no baby amode Ghana education edui. So why parliament na o colleagues from other side and am be say education and kwada nyaduane ni and am say education and na pasco na motoma amanfo and no akoye o camp na de akotwe na mo na mo pass o mo na you understanding of where baby amode frame baby a wo be do no. Do you feel sad for country? No?
I feel sad there. Yes, education, your politics. Me, I'm a technical person first before I remember politics, you know, I was a consultant on several international projects, World Bank, USAID, Foreign Commonwealth Development Office, and the rest. This is what I do I taught in the university. I mean, the school system. Maybe I'm in child KG. My child was primary school. My child was secondary school. My child was university. And I had the privilege of teaching here and abroad. And I always look at the issues on education from a technical perspective. What they do is policy, politics. I'm sure I will get time to engage somebody like a park and the rest. When we engage, the language is different. I want is the sector I want to wish one. Now why the minimum no what to because it's very difficult. It's a very highly technical area. I spent 21 years. Not sorry, we are 2024. I've spent 23 years out of my small age in this sector. 23 years.
So you know what you're talking about.
From teaching to education and training and all those things. America. What they say in every program we have what we call implementation setbacks and challenges. A program there's something
especially starting.
There's something we call the rhetoric reality gap in any policy implementation. About there, my policy na what we call the expectation of the policy na morisi no nsunsun ewo. Yes, you be do you understand?
Yeah.
That's what we call the rhetoric of the policy. And at the reality, there's a gap. Our area program implementation and you have to ensure that that gap becomes small. The smaller the gap, the better.
Naturally, it will happen.
It will happen. You have to small. The smaller the gap, no, the more the rhetoric reflects the reality. So you put in what we call implementation measures to ensure that but that's the way you ensure that there's fidelity. We call it fidelity of implementation to ensure that I implement what can then policy no in a very strict manner. Free SHS yes na classrooms no on your available maboa you do second year of free SH 2018 na no person wa basora ama from 800,000 boom 1.2 million. One cosur we needed to think creatively. So we introduced the double track. On your first time, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was started developing Ghana with accelerated development plan. Introducing universal primary education as the minimum qualification. In 1960, and decided there under the Education Act, the new Education Act, they want to make education, the minimum education, to be primary and middle school as the minimum. Anko krano no akọ middle school.
Yeah.
That should be your minimum. Then they can anko krano. If we been able to how?
Yeah, anko krano.
First and anko school krano primary. And about middle school. 1961, the government decided that September 1961 they be introduced universal compulsory education for primary and middle school. There were no blocks. There were no classrooms. What did the president do? What did the government do at the time to think creatively? So okay, you be introduce shift system. That is the genesis of the shift system. You be 4.5 hours a day. 4.5 hours a day. That shift system produced a lot of great men and their way. But it was for a short period. It wasn't forever. To address all your damn shift system in your
more schools.
Go and check the data between 1961 and 1966. The number of schools, classrooms that had been built. It was a stopgap measure. The same way, this time, we rather said that we'll just do different tracks. That type of track system, what we call the double track, on your flow is best practices. In other countries, and they have faced that. The current timetable you use, or your agrarian timetable, you have an agrarian timetable where a school now over somewhere in June, May, June, no one May, June, one more number for at that time, agriculture era in the early 18th century. One more na I decobo my farming into June, July, August na farming no then okodomo pa if you are aware, you are familiar with farming around that period until summer holiday. That's the reason why we have kept that one from 18th century. May, June, start September. The reason behind that is because we were running an agrarian economy. So that 3-month period, for farming. That is the genesis of that type of system. We are using it.
Yes.
And that is what from the British, from the Americans, education system. But where there has been problem with infrastructure, multi-track, double track, people cry a multi on your 2, 3 tracks, people cry 4 tracks, just to solve a problem. And that's what we have done. CCIA moved secondary school access from the previous 800,000 students to 1.48, almost 1.5 million as we speak now.
True fees in a high.
In 700,000 in fact, before this time, every year 100,000 Ghanaian young people will be JSS. When you be uncle, what if 100,000? Until for 10 years, can 100,000 for 10 years, one generation, 1 million Ghanaian youth, you don't know where, after JSS, couldn't continue. Why? You don't have a program to give them training or skill or employment. JSS at 15 years and the international labor law, one phone with you, into 1 year then. What do you want them to do? So we have solved a big problem. I keep saying there, President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. Until there, wako retirement, wako tinefi original home, and son na Ghana faka de we never. All those people, some are young kofu, they just want power, until to bastardize it. And the international exams that is written by WAEC, organized by WAEC, and there so because results no koyenti, you put in specific intervention, delivering results. Those intervention, school, CCRA, schools intervention grants, professional teacher development allowance. First crowd more you started teacher biara every year benya 1,000 Ghana, 1,200 Ghana cedi on ka salary or yeah for professional development. Sisi akra tumpo minim the figure, but it's more than 1,200 now. They have gone to agreement, and yet teacher non-teaching staff I think also 800. They introduce licensure. All these are to improve the quality of the teaching and learning in the classroom. What will be the impact? The impact is the result you are seeing. But because because they don't understand, because they don't understand, but just to wind up this conversation, it seems to
no, you hold it days. Na me remember na for manifesto. What all that you have said, a achievement, and then another than call Kufuor administration. Of course, only Dr. Bawumia. By the Dr. Bawumia as a person, of course, as a so be a leader now, and also Edeba on board to adapt.
Before ebe krono me pade nke ekan namadi
okay
oye the what we call education strategy but head no abazo no
education strategic plan 2010-2020.
Every government be oye education strategic plan te NDC no 2010-2020 this is their thinking
where NDC
dey say 20 year by 2017 ebe create yenze from 2018-2030. This document tells you the mindset of adia aban pedoye kana be the baby a secondary education one native share the mindset of the government can
ma menye 3 minutes we same na okay ma hu BEC here ma hu this boarding school
secondary education I will call secondary education kake
secondary education non-teaching staff here secondary education is not anyway say okay that's what it. Most of the students attending public senior secondary school actually come from private schools, so they are not poor and should not receive boarding subsidy yes. However, it is important to subsidy needy student, especially those of boarding and hostels. Provision at senior high school. Okay, SHN is senior high school, right? Yeah. Okay, so senior high school level will be reviewed in 2010. The following will be considered. Point A: rationalization of some boarding facilities, except for those from disadvantaged areas and for girls. Point 2 means testing into brackets using Ministry of Manpower model and cost recovery from parent and guardians,
cost
especially those that can afford to pay. Yeah. Point 3: grant and stroke or loans for needy students. Point 5. Okay, point 5. Provision where feasible of free transport for day students living within 20 kilometers of school. Okay. The last point says student self-help schemes, cooking and cleaning.
That's the NDC's policy direction
for senior high school.
For senior high school. Google the document. It's called Education Strategic Plan 2010-2020. That is the NDC's.
Let me go. See, most of the students attending public senior secondary school actually come from private schools. You know, like they said all kind of first, you know.
Because the cutoff, no, yes. The reason is that
so
the cutoff
is go against public.
Exactly, which is what we have removed. Any year free or no? Until we could agree 53 krana ubenya school ako.
Momo buy.
Yes.
But honunya and
you have to get
36. Even
yes.
36 you find it difficult to go to say. But say no maybe the introduction of e-blocks also buy you. community we say nti ebia se okonya 36 no ho ase for na wanya we nim bia then what
you blocks in by because of their view that boarding school for no if you rich family one kind.
But is it true?
But that's their thinking.
Sada mean you that's their thinking. You're not going your first.
Obakus misa obra panyin ne yira sebe eno ayantumi anka wo ye bono oba ese chichina wo hware
konfanko asembo mu o bibi pa wo ho me de se bi nua be ma no ne makasa unse na nsen ya no waka ne sisi ya ne sisi ya enye ne sisi bibi pa e na ekoso me nua be ma no na hoodin asa omware foforo nse na ntesa sesei ahoodin ni ho
e na madam fo won kan kire me na se na de wedi ye asem ketu abi
eni owo mu abi aboa no na me waka kire me sesei de koyi
ene na tiefo obi entie de me kan yi ba ma duru biribi a esesa oye ho duru de ma ni je ba no yira wade mu no sate kwa ba ma bi entie ni ye emuaya ne ye simple kra adrobi was cement ba shop asokore mampon ye friend cement vital herbal mixture ni nsu ho ne topa yeso ho na sadure ma ma nyina afra na agan sadure afra na gan ba ma de wo ya ne sa wo benom adro no ba ye dwuma bi ma me sesa ba ma no adro afra na gan ya ene na dwu bia wona yiri twisodoku e wo dem ma ma dru afra na gan no eni hammo wo de yam sa wo benom sa ba ma no ma gan na ba ma panyini ma no homene so a odi agro ma oba bo de nsema no ba ma wutie me sa gan wo ho a entra ho mo ani mu wiase minua no ma gan na di dwuma no ma gan na kejagum sa wo pa memma dru afra na gan bi ato a ebi wa so kormampon sa mense ba shop afa ko fox fm a benya bi ato ene mia eto bibidro ni abrofo dodo no a sa wo pa dodo atu a kodani farmer Colinac Misty Epidank na ne dodo pa wo sa mense herbal clinic wa so kormampon sa mense herbal clinic wa so kormampon ekwa na ekwa tek no se dware sa efie to so no a fresa number si 0240616061 ana 0205573555 mema dre friend again mema woni fie du nwotwe entumi numbi.
Good energy hits the road with exciting choices to energize your ride, giving you more options to take you further. Watch this space for your choice.
Goil, yeah.
The luckiest
star 712 #.
Luck is everywhere for everyone, yeah.
Welcome and non fufua. A daily star 712 # and found no regrets. A Sankoma investors are striking gold. A Koma health workers are a diagnosing luck with precision. A Sankoma that tough guy who couldn't hold back his tears. Say a Koma passionate fan also entering containing a joy. After to the seamstresser or turning the hard-earned stitches into a bundle of happiness. And now, a Koma, if you say your next big win is right here.
Star 712 #. Luck is everywhere.
Dial star 712 # and join the luckiest winning celebration. From the 1st of July 2024, dial star 712 # to keep buying tickets as a group, individual, or even as a community. Win loads of cash and prizes in the community draw or go for the grand draw on the 30th of November 2024. Unlock your luck with star 712 #. Join the winning streak now.
The luckiest
star 712 #.
Luck is everywhere for everyone, yeah. The luckiest.
So 44 minutes after 8, we have 60 minutes to go. But as usual, to say the panyi bia betena minister bia betena ha na momo bisa no question na the amount ase na wachire mu so me the 7 minutes be say no the 7 minutes I explain e the amayen but honorable chire me we say mu so okay that the boarding in senior high school the point 1 2 3 4 5 member 0.5 no so see student self help schemes cooking and cleaning no more part the day
so say boarders no one more boarding school here is ka for money go boarding
top radio back correct
students na mo na me cleaning school ho aye eduane amomo that is the policy direction the government sought to do.
And the NDC
and the obaka who say started free SHS if we see there or you needy bad brilliant students.
Yes.
When you're targeted, no what you it has to be targeted. We work on Ministry of Manpower. Ministry of Manpower at that time, we developed a tool called means testing. On order leap livelihood
and means testing.
Yes.
Using Minister of Manpower model.
Yes.
And cost recovery.
Cost recovery.
For parents and guardians. Yes. Especially those that can afford to pay.
Take a secondary school, but you scan for cost recovery means that the cost of secondary education you are going to pay, and that was the policy that they were implementing. That's why I was sacking my former from school. No? That was the reason, because you need to recover the cost. That's why Odu Dami time and say enya offend then school fees now and to enjoy exams.
But that's the what reason. Say wa a park Alexamenum what can there was started progressively. Aya offer that one and say
what is progressively is because the cheun one kasa.
But before that, me find my number into 0303944864. 0303944864. Mene Deputy Minister Works and Housing and Edin Common. Honorable, before I call me first call about Hunty, men picking on a ye need and common. Hello, good evening. I say.
Governor, but
me adome ho ye pa ye first o kasa free me patcho bisa question no e ho ntina de wo ti asere answer okay my me
affordable house na wa masama no mo on ti an kire mu yi obo na no so mu zakata bibia no e koso ho e wona ma commission tu ba mi aba o commission ba ko ena nansia so am the commission ba ko bi ase fa kan di ani and another modada in Jono.
Education no na nka meka ho asa affordable ne de nye no ho asa na next time oba ye be di sound come so Francis Meda. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Sir. Hello, good evening. Sorry, can you come back again? Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Governor.
Choma oneso kakra mame.
Governor, we here. Me ba show you be ma kuku anti don't have MC me do ma me pema.
Kwa kuma minti o.
Ye papa na o ti on ye ka se nya me hia no. Na Governor yen so ma ye mo ye papa ba so. Ye onabu ngali koti. Ye minister. Ye memenda no mani mo ha. Agaba for me almost 500 and we knew of David and ma o mushri. Ya mo ma carrier kan ho a obi abetu.
No car driving license called you.
Me say me bomb one abo abaso.
Okay.
Ya na fi about education so.
And I'm meeting.
Ma bo na abo abaso ma me kwa education so. I say na be ka say na na do afọ ho mo. So me so kwa u pharmacy. O tra saka. Na wa faka fo na de ko. Akona bi wie school ho. Obi nya achimocha. Ni am wo fast ni sitapeni. E bi o wie school no. Oba binya akra ha idiole ba baba jiso wa ya de papa pati ni me bo wa enkoye ba de akoye no mummi nwo ma baso ho nyɛ fe enne ifie bia bewrem bia akola bia simicho stress wan yi 6 na 7 ya na school ya chi mota ni we de ka forma nko a na eko ne ye fast akampa to tafu yet fie and the cafe ke ba yeri ka me ke pels mi nya bi ko ya ka me ma tro e ma stress mo kakra ye bon pedi fo abaso omun koso sa hello fine the governor approve to say oh
me adumo na so e
ho adumo pa ba ko teta de kasam ka fa bo so kan ya the minister na say why are there pa na mi bi say why now aka 4 months e ko abato mo ye nyuma papa say ni ma kani nyina hye ama efinkwa na sabi akodi patim na sesi a wa ba keka sansem we wo ba na sesi amanfo adwen ena de ba ko so so mempe wo ndisi na tutu se ndisi wo twam wo de wa ba ye no nyuma pa wa ba redi chair no ena so boso ne ye nya eti na ndisi ye se ndisi enu ti na ya pam no da wo wa ye no da be kan na nto asum ense papa wa kan nyina eto asum o baba ma na chedodo ma chedemu aka 4 months no ba keka sansem we nte mesese nyuma pa na nado aye no mo hunde road na nko yetim mo hunde road ya amanfo baka se mo nya hwe ni mo nya sa comparison na mo aye afi so na ss no mo kan wa se mai why na enye cry so say too much why
me da say me 10 minutes dey me fa mo na bo na ochem because course na baba me pick up me hwe say video no go for me why
governor.
Sir.
Good evening. Omega, I put out the governor.
Omega, meet you.
Yeah, but can you say, yeah, but for the water. Tickets no more than the and so 8 years ago, I would share any of community. I would come to do it. Yeah, but some why? The best is that.
But that's it. What about me dear China? Yeah, Tamunity. Me, we say. But maybe your question, Adena Dada. Why you win now? Adena Dada.
Say, and there, a Juma, no. Time biara na ebra ebede juma no
yem fa ne say bia wo aye technical person no
yes
wo ye adwuma ya ma state no ntenye da bia na obenya kwan aba aba yesi aya mo feed mo communicators na with this so that omo they are there to defend to yebebo hu da role ne da kana mo this information we mom
and the young communicators who are juma pa but benke the medical field that you were general practitioners
yeah
and they were specialists
yeah
communicators on education kutina worship economy worship health worship bibia enti obeti adena ase we communicate on yet to do bia or was specialized in that area. Anything as this year, and she there, yeah, sectorial analysis of the manifesto. Say, Mamma Kwana Mutuma,
what Dr. Bomiadeba on board.
Yes, there, every permuno, Sanaba. But my master Ghana for in there, actually, Juma and another down Kwaya. Will lay a very solid foundation for us to continue. Okay. Dr. Baumia Nezo Bano or Educhum. It's an enhancement and improvement on the system. We back free SHS people being posted. People say your challenges. Your challenge also Yerutia. These are the list of these are the lists our free SHS we take care of. If you list all these items, assuming then free SHS and take care of it, can catch you the parent will not pay no less than
senior high school.
All this can a probable
it's 38.
All this
admission, maintenance fee.
You don't pay all that.
I mean school uniform.
No, you don't pay. Bells, you don't pay all that.
School clothes.
You don't pay.
PE kits.
You don't pay. Free.
Medical examination.
Free.
Just endorsement.
All of them free.
Technical
all of them.
Drawing,
yes.
Instruments,
exactly.
Technical student, blah blah blah. Technical, endorsement.
Imagine it there. Sabana and Father Mukawia.
Stationaries. Just endorsement. Vehicle.
So what they are
first aid.
Yes.
Building. Sports fees.
Yes, that means sports fees. Now you will be clear teacher motivation. Allowance
why you waiting every crana
so you can imagine then but what people do CCI in the be urban school now academia there they can they be a nature boss and I only than that the win year free SHS and so impact education obenya we economy no on immediate until the resident within 6 months obi abohu sunsun da oh dan no esi no obi abohu na mom say obade invest in education the outcome of education on tangible obey tangible at 10 years time na hu de wo Ghana for mbrente no nketesia wenye adwuma wo America chede they are the best sought after in the world the IT technicians in the world that was Ghana powerful entrepreneurs are also Ghana. Mathematicians are science, technologists are also Ghana. After 10-15 years now, that's where people will begin to see the investment and the impact the MPP government has done. And because on your immediate now, it's so easy for everybody for anybody to come and say that it's so easy. It's very, very easy. But say if you look at investment abanwaye investment ogudure ye, can you imagine there abufobe bioro Ghana secondary school abana koto tablet 1.3 million tablets sisi amunyo kasa first phase 900,000 tablets being shared across teachers over 300,000 laptops for teachers, and we are going to continue to the junior secondary school. These are ideas Dr. Mahmoud Baumia or there or board on. No, make sure that any education system why comparable to any education system in the world. Semester Ghana for there. The Bobo modern nanke. Ye dame ye system system kakeno. Let's give ourselves the chance for sustainability, for continuity. Na fi yenhwe improvement obaba wo yana abrabum. 1 hour kade anyoma nkoye na azeno, they will not come and change anything. 4 years no to fam bambe ye pipia. At best ma ye no baba to do anade obaba ba etire me twa yim and we cannot contain. As for the free secondary school, much sure they are thinking CCR Obano Kada will support free SHS or afterthought or political convenience. When you're there, you cannot stand against free SHS now. And by force, may support. You can't say, "Hey, Beina Kada and support free SHS." Kada and support free SHS. Until they have no option, but it's not like on yet we genuinely from their heart. They are for free SHS because one man set is what I gave you in their
the one I just read.
The one you just read, and that doesn't change. And they have been consistent. The president of the leader of NDC was very clear there. Okay, the 2 billion Ghana cedi off on free SHS. You know, okay, publicly. She teacher training allowance na na retwe mu kra no. Sisi also will continue. E pa ka de betwe me. So it's political convenience, but not out of the heart. Anya na yeza in the bear no. Anya na yebotum sinto bi ohu bia no betumi atenten o men kwana.
But yet is musi blocks for schools no pa.
Blocks the schools the we have done so many schools. I can give you the data. The project ayaye over 3,000.
Oh,
across
schools no.
Different projects. We have more data and more region across region by region. For secondary school alone, Krano, it's about 832. You can see I can even give you names.
But e-blocks, you know, some fast waba so kakra.
Oh, e-blocks in maybe I could see e-blocks, you know.
That's
apart
the problem.
The best of the e-blocks, the best is the Kwabenya one. On Usi Ukrum. Nekosi school. Nekosi wo villager, baby or 20 kilometers away from the community. The other thing behind the boarding school kaka home. Because it's so inconveniencing. There. Ebe ko school or day school you need 20 kilometers
okay,
before
so
you get there.
Me want interest kakra. Ma men check so ko Ashanti region 3 unit classroom block must 12. 6 unit classroom block must 24. 8 unit classroom block must 1. 12 unit classroom block must 46. 16 unit classroom block must 1. 18 unit classroom block must 3. Single story dormitory block 53.
To Kabo any secondary school, basic school no
53.
To Kabo ma total yes.
2-story dormitory block 13.
Yes.
3-story dormitory block 4. Toilet blocks 35.
And I'm kwana motuma mo the list of those schools.
But some more normal way na obi ka say afre na mo kika idea.
Mo the list of the schools.
I'm say region bia so benefit you.
Every region.
Yeah, region bia. I have for e won de bono. E won de bono kra 6 unit blocks no more 13. I'm say 18 na ho no ba kon e bi nko 12 unit blocks no more 12. Single story dormitory block bono region kwa more 16. Toilet blocks more 10.
Mama list of the schools if you want. Yeah, the Get Fund project as at March 3,000 every region, and I can give you the
3,606.
Yes, the schools project So the people there no America no the young colleagues now or business or election or education they cannot match us and they know
and you jaw ma would debate or more
the other people there who can do the debate.
Maybe
I'll get you a copy.
Yes, let me have a copy.
Okay,
and
yeah,
share. Okay, so I think what shall I say maybe other sectors and also no they will start anyway, say manifesto Nintino.
Yeah.
They will start talking about all these things.
Yes.
Now Ghana for whom we still have 3 months to go. enye enkaechisa
nti yebeba na yabe manifesto nankasa ye me no nkode that Dr. Baumia manifesto is based on 5 pillars.
5 pillars
for education, early years and primary, secondary education, which is junior and senior secondary school, and then TVET. Natural reason why I secondary education, yeah, and lower and upper Yakabo. Then we'll come to the tertiary education. We'll come to lifelong learning and complementary education. Then the education financing. 5 pillars.
Let's fix a date in our family.
Okay,
why?
that's
we have a friend another day. You Dr. Baumia. It's Yamisha. Say your tones after, but will be messages will be so we are very fun, handsome man, calm, and we say, Bibi also in chess when ye sir. But what sorry, pa?
Yeah, because
bound uncle, the way I dear.
Oh, yeah, because I've been sorry, Connie. But I'm a very devoted Christian.
That's good. That's good. That's good. So it is possible.
It is certainly possible.
And as a Ghana for man, possible.
It is possible they will break it, with the help of Ghanaians.
True Ghanaians.
Yes. And then Yankopon.
Yami
no see him.
Until Mujidi say, yeah, mamma, that 12 years and Ghana be fan into my perfect.
Yeah, but more than we had now.
Speed what when I say, it is a Dr. Bomian kind of control.
I am yo. Papa.
Enya no kre.
Hey, we have been brutal. I'm an academic.
Obetimaka say do to you will be our being chantro.
No, he's a very honest and sincere man. On chantro. But you see, I told you about policy development. See, a lot of things.
And no big catcher me say one general secretary Biba has say Osi Baumia in opposition for me better in as a vice president than so a vice president. In opposition
is not a vice president. He was a running mate. And opposition, he was the medium to communicate the policy propositions.
And that was fantastic presentations.
So he was the one. But for him to he was the one leading the communication of our policy. There's a difference between communicating the policy and somebody else implementing.
Okay. So all communicating and someone is implementing.
That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what. So we said what we want.
But
to
you can never take it away. Say he's one of the darling men.
It's not just the Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, it's the entire party. That is the reason why.
So meaning say whatever he put it out there, they take it, and I won't find it serious.
Whatever he put it out there, no, I are there, yesum, and we believe whatever he said, and we stand by whatever he said. If you are not able to achieve all your aspirations, but at least you have achieved, it doesn't mean that you are failing. The NDC, not at all. NDC Wakakadam deliberately because he held Mahama accountable. And when he demonstrated that President Mahama was incompetent, they also decided that payback time. Let us also find a word for him. It's just payback time. It's pure politics. They know. They themselves know.
Dr. Bomia can do this.
It's a truthful man. Is in fact na manifesto no. They're thinking in this manifesto.
Okay, me sure maybe I have
260 pages.
Age kakra why and was spend 24 years. 23 years of education.
Yes.
Why not deputy education minister?
Oh, but I was the vice chairman of education committee in parliament for 3 years. And then I was sent to the Ministry of Works and Housing. When you were I'm a policy person, and the ministry's responsibility is policy development, supervision, and evaluation, and together with monitoring. So at the Ministry of Works and Housing, it is just the same transferable knowledge and skill. And we are developing policy there. We are implementing policy there. And in fact, there's a relationship between education and infrastructure, housing issues, and how you can build affordable and low-cost education infrastructure. I've learned a lot at the Ministry of Works and Housing.
I think it was a meeting for a fantastic MP. For first time, Annie?
Yes, it's my first time.
What we should say over for how many times?
Oh,
if so, almost.
I don't see myself being in Parliament forever. I will go back to the university as a professor.
Okay, so
I've given myself
20
time.
years.
I want to
do
okay
what
I want to do.
4 terms will be okay for you.
I cannot say that.
And 5 terms.
But once I am able to do, I told you the pillars I have. Once I know I've been able to achieve significant level of the development I want, I will speak to God and then He'll give me the direction for my next line.
Dr. Prince Hamid Ama MP for Kwesi Mintim. Yeah, that's on the top radio. Final point in Komo. First time meeting you here. Nyamisha. On your casino when it's ready. On farm. I think say what did not do him. And this of course why a Bebo constituency of course Ghana. Nyamisha said transfer from.
Masum das me chair me constituency for nya Kwesi Mintim for nya Michobia.
Well, a friend kwabno so adma the governor when staff can think Ghana first. Na ye Juma den sense hard work pace. Watch na Ibisha. Good evening.